So the next question is an application. So the directions say write the following statement as an equation and solve. So Jake Drury, owner of Jake's Landscape Service, knows that one of his fertilizer tanks holds twice as many gallons of liquid fertilizer as a second tank. The two tanks together hold 322 gallons. If both tanks are filled to capacity, how many gallons of fertilizer does each tank hold? So again, there's a lot going on there. So again, the strategy again is, you want to use your reading skills and math skills to kind of start unpacking the problem. Again, when unpacking a problem, drawing sometimes is helpful to piece together the relationships. So again, to me, a tank, when I see tanks these days, they kind of look almost like cylinders. So there's two tanks. So I'll just draw this as my first tank. So one tank of one of his fertilizer tanks holds twice as many gallons of liquid fertilizer as the second tank. So it sounds like the first tank is twice as big as the second tank. So the second tank sounds like it's smaller. So one of his fertilizer tanks holds twice as many gallons of liquid fertilizer as a second tank. So this one is going to hold twice as much. So we don't know how much is in each tank. But what we do know is altogether, they add up to, so if I add these two tanks together, they're going to add up to 322. So that's where I'm at right now is I have one tank and another tank. This one here is twice the size of this one going through. Okay. So what I can do for me, I'm not quite sure. I know this is kind of two things added together to give me 322, but I'm not really sure what I need to put here and here. So one of the things I can do is use estimation. So to me, if I use estimation, I'm thinking, if this tank holds 100, this tank is going to be twice as big, so that's going to be 2 times 100. If I add that together, does that give me 322? Well, that's going to be 200 plus 100, which gives me 300, which is close to 322. So I'm on the right track there. By doing that, though, what I did is I made an unknown a known fact. So what I can do is come back here and change this to X. So this would be X, where the 100 is. And this turns into an X as well, because I'm using 100 as my X value. So what I'm picking up on is, 2X plus X is equal to 322. Now, if I simplify this equation, 2X's plus another X is 3X equals 322 gallons altogether. So that could be my equation right there in simple form, 3X equals 322. So the question now is how many gallons of fertilizer does each tank hold? So if I solve this equation for X, I can divide both sides by 3 to make the coefficient turn into a 1. So X is going to equal then, so use my calculator there, 322 divided by 3, I'm getting 177 and 0.333. So I'm not sure what form they want these in. So let's just put this in a fraction form. Math answer fraction. So it's going to be like 322 thirds. So X is 322 thirds. If I write that as a mixed number, what I can do, if I use my calculator, what I can do is see if I can make this turn into a mixed number. Let's see if we can do that on the calculator. Does it have that capability? I don't think it does. So what I can do is change this point. Let's see here. Let me pause a second and see what we can do there. Oops. So we can change a fraction to a mixed number by using number 3 here. So under alpha, if this F1 menu up here, so notice I hit alpha, hit the Y equals button, and it gives me my F1 menu. Notice that number 3 actually can do that for me. So if I hit enter, it'll turn it into 107 and a third. So as a mixed number, that'd be 107 thirds. So the second tank is going to be twice as much as that. So if I multiply that by 2, if I multiply that answer by 2, it gives me 644 thirds. But again, if I hit that alpha button, hit the Y equals button, number 3, I could turn that into a mixed number as well. So it's going to be 214 and 2/3. So another answer for the other tank is going to be 214 and 2/3. So if I want to use mixed numbers, that would be what each tank holds. Okay, so you have to pay attention in my math. What form do they want that in? Do they want it in decimal form, or do they want it in an improper fraction or a mixed number? So this would be 644 thirds. That would be what's called an improper fraction. This is a mixed number. So sometimes they want mixed numbers, sometimes they want fractions, and sometimes they want decimals. So pay attention to the little blueprint to see which form they want that in.